This is Keith Helwig from Cops Corrections Videos. If you like my videos, please subscribe. For the past few months, I've been making videos about correctional officers and police officers and a correlation between the two. One thing I've neglected, though, are those correctional officers or people who are civilian workers in police departments who contribute equally to the running of a department. Now, when I look at a prison is basically a small city within itself. You've got a post office, you've got a store, you've got a laundry. We need to remember all the people who work behind the scenes, not just the frontline officers. The frontline officers are important, and that's where I've concentrated because basically that's where I've spent my life, was working as a frontline officer in a prison setting, whether it was as a correctional officer, a sergeant, or a captain. I've also been a police officer, frontline police officers. Now, as a frontline police officer, I have to depend on dispatchers. I have to depend on people behind the scenes to make my job run well. It's the same way in a prison. I didn't mean to neglect these people, and in no way do I want to ever demean what they do. Their job is equally as important to keeping a prison running as that of a correctional officer. We have food service workers, we have social workers, psychologists, nurses, doctors. We have canteen workers, electricians, plumbers. There are so many people that work behind the scenes that keep a prison running that it's hard to even mention them all. You know, we have the people in the front office, and of course, without them, the whole thing would fall apart, right? Right. We also have the line supervisors. Very important job. I did that for a number of years. I was a line captain. We have sergeants. I did that for a number of years. Very important job. Officers. But what about the food service workers? What about the people who have to prepare meals 3 times a day for up to 2,000 people? Plus, not only do they have to prepare those meals, but they have to consider special diets. They have to consider religious preferences, whether the food is kosher, whether it's there are people who are strictly lactose intolerant, whatever. And they have to make meals for those people. There are people who are diabetics that they have to take care of. I know the prison that I last worked at, we had a complete medical facility there. We had people come in to give dialysis. We had people coming in every day to do different things for people who needed kidney transplants. We had a hospital, an infirmary. So we had nurses aides, we had RNs, LPNs, all these different people that are needed to make a prison run. So when we think about law enforcement, whether it's in the streets or whether it's behind the bars, we also need to recognize those people who work behind the scenes. These are often jobs as well that are 365 days a year. They may not be 24/7 positions like an officer positions, but you better believe you need food service workers in there every single day of the year. You need medical professionals in there every single day of the year. The last institution I worked at, as I mentioned, we had a medical facility there that was staffed 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. Those people gave up their weekends and holidays just as much as the officers did. We need to remember these people. We need to recognize these people. We need to appreciate them for the contribution that they make to our society. We refer to ourselves in corrections as the forgotten cops, or we look at police officers on the street and however we see them. But we forget the people in the background. We forget the people working in the background that make their jobs successful. I just want to take this time to say thank you to them, and I truly do appreciate you. Until next time, this is Keith Helwig, Cops Corrections. Stay safe and watch your back.